Hi, I'm David Harry, and in this particular video I'm going to be testing the QTX DM11 handheld dynamic microphone. So the point behind this video is to test a £5 microphone and see if it's usable on a camcorder. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be plugging the microphone straight into the microphone input of my camcorder, and then that's it. So no pre-compression, no limiting, nothing. So nothing special, no sweetening going in. And then when I actually go to the edit with the footage, again, same thing. No limiting, no normalizing, nothing, no EQ. So what we're going to do here is literally put the microphone straight in and straight out. The only thing I'll be doing is slight leveling, but that's only just to get optimized the levels, that's all. So basically we're going to hear exactly how this microphone sounds. So we're not trying to kind of give it a leg up, or we're not trying to hamper it, nothing like that. So it's straight in, straight out. So what I'm going to do is do some tests where it's just straight dialogue with and without a pop shield, and then some noise tests as well, and then that'll give us an idea of any inherent noise or hum or anything like that. And then when I've completed the test, I'll come back and do a dead quick summary. So I'll crack on now with the tests. In this initial setup, what I'm doing here, it's basically the microphone straight out the box, plugged straight into the camera. I've just got the gain on the camera at a point where I think it should be okay to pick up the microphone, not too loud and not too low. Now also, I'm holding the microphone just underneath my chin and on an angle towards my mouth. Now what this does, it helps us to kind of like keep the shot clear, so the microphone doesn't, but that was a bit mad, you wouldn't do that anyway, but yeah, it keeps the microphone away from your face. And also the angle that it's on helps the capsule in the microphone pick up as best as it possibly can. But usually, and I'd say you should definitely always, when handheld with the microphone this close to your mouth, you should always use a pop shield. And the reason for that is because you're going to get a lot of plosives. Now plosives is that sound which sounds like a bump when you get like P's and B's. So I'll just test for that without the pop shield. Plosive, 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 P, 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 P. Now, we should have heard some bumps going on there. Now, that's not unique to this microphone. That would happen on any microphone that comes this close to your mouth. So what I'm going to do now, because I think this is enough of a test with the mic raw, as it were, with nothing on it, straight in. So I'll put the pop shield on and then I'll reproduce some of them tests as well. Okay, so now as you can see, I've got the microphone on top of a microphone stand inside a suspension cradle with an extra pop shield on the front. Now a suspension cradle is just another type of mic holder, but what it does, it has elastic bands inside it which suspends the microphone, hence the name suspension cradle. And what that does, it helps to stop any extra vibrations running through the actual microphone stand. Now, you may be saying to yourself, well, why would you want all this stuff on the mic anyway? Okay, well, the main reason why is because it allows you to get much closer to the microphone. And then what happens? The tone of the mic changes a bit more, or your voice will change a bit more. And what you'll tend to find is you get a bit more bass in it and your voice becomes a bit more richer sounding. It will also help to stop the microphone from picking up, say, room noises and whatnot, because you're so close to the microphone. Now, where would you use this? Well, vlogging, voiceover work, or even like this, you might just want to talk to a camera and you don't mind having all this stuff in front of it. But again, this just gives us another idea of a particular use for this microphone. Okay, so for the last test indoors, I'm going to just step away from the microphone, and because we're in a dead quiet room which has got no noises in it, this will then allow us to see if the microphone itself makes its own noise like hiss and hum. Okay, so I'm outside now, and this is going to be like a test, but also the summary. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave the pop shield on. We already know the difference between a pop shield and like no pop shield and whatnot from the indoor tests. And plus also, I would always recommend that regardless of whatever the microphone is, regardless of its cost or anything, that you always use some form of shield when you're outside, just because of the wind. And right now, I do have a bit of wind around me, me. So yeah, I definitely have to use it anyway. Okay, so would I recommend this microphone? Well, I've got to be very honest and just say there was a slight problem indoors, and it might be something that no one's even noticed when they've been listening, but there was a very slight intermittent hum on some of the takes. Now, it was a very low level hum, but it was definitely there and it was intermittent. Now, with regard that, I personally kind of like, I get bent out of shape with things like that, but some people don't. And also, you got to think about the cost of the microphone. It's £5. Will it help in other ways? Will that slight little hum, if you didn't notice it, maybe you'll never notice it. I did, but then I was listening in isolation as well. So, would I recommend it? Yeah, I probably still would recommend it, because if you're using, say, a cheap device like a cheap camera or a cheap phone, for instance, maybe you don't want to be spending a lot of money on a microphone, you know, in which instance you really can't beat £5. So yeah, I think that decision would be down to, you know, yourself. Do you like the tone out of this mic? Did you notice any hum or anything? And would this be useful to you to be able to like put a cable on something and plug it into a nice cheap capture device like a cheap camera or a cheap phone? That decision's yours. Personally, I think I'd still buy one anyway. Okay, so thanks very much for watching my video. Take care. Goodbye now.